Welcome to my let me be comfortable. And so welcome to my space. From the title today, I'll be talking about the new, will I call them policies, right, regarding non-EU workers in Malta, in terms of those who are non-EU nationals working in Malta, based off a publication that was made in the past week. Yeah, I think there were several publications actually that were made. So I'll be, just kind of, talking about what exactly it is and how it impacts those living here who already like work as a non-EU and those looking forward to come, or even those who already kind of have job offers and are in the process of coming. So this would be a good way to kind of think it through before making that decision. Before I start, I would like to, for everyone who are subscribed to use my service, those who are looking to study, thank you all very much for your support, for trusting and all. However, for new students who are, because I've been getting several emails, right? And I'm apologizing ahead, or even just apologizing now, because these responses might be very slow on YouTube as well. Like responses on YouTube or any of the social media handles might be slower than usual, because for now I would not be focusing on like February intakes, right, or April intake, or even next, because I have some people I reach out to say, okay, they are looking to come in October next year. It's too early, for October intakes. I think it's best to actually even wait till January, but that's the window. Yeah, so it will be open like from January. Most schools application will be open around January, from January to like July or so for October intake. So it's too early to apply for now. For February intake, however, I would say we'll wait till like end of September. Because it's not easy really, the whole the admission process, the visa process, like, everything is really, so I'm dealing with quite a number of students now. After they've arrived, yes, I can now, because I have different students. I have students at different stages of their application now. So I want to, really concentrate on those ones, and then we can now be taking more applicants, right? So for February intake, if you can reach out around end of September, that would be good. Not for all courses, so that's another thing. There are specific courses. It's not all courses that are usually available in February as well. Like at the University of Malta, first of all, for MCAS, I think I will check to see if I can find it. I saw on notice recently that for every international student, they can apply until next year February for October intake. So I do not think that MCAS has opening intakes for February, right? But however, all these like other private schools and the rest, yes, February is fine, right? So responses might be slow, I know. And one thing I would like to beg as well, please, please, because it's really not easy responding to all these messages, right? So if you are reaching out and you're saying hi without saying anything, it's really difficult to kind of, let's say, chit chat, like kind of you can just go straight to the point and say, oh, hello, I'm trying to, get this done, or I have this inquiry, or I have this question and the rest. Yeah, it will make it really easier, right, for one to respond. But if you just go on one's DM and say hello, I'm like, okay, there's really no time for a lot of back and forth, if you get what I mean. In all humility, please. Anyway, I was just joking, but just kind of, go straight to the point when you are reaching out. And even emails as well. If you see some people's emails really detailed and, they go straight to the point, it makes, it will make it will make one's job easier, right? So that I won't be having lots of correspondence, and, as a result, there might be delay in responses and all. And please, can some people just stop feeling entitled? Because I have a full-time job as well. I'm just doing this on the side, so I really might not be available to answer like immediately, right? I would have some people like reach out at midnight, and in the morning they will be sending a message to say, oh, why have you not responded to my message? Seriously? Or weekends, like most times during weekends, I really do not like to kind of respond, because especially on Sundays, right? So what I'm trying to say is that responses might take up to like 48 hours. The first publication I would like to talk about is this was published on the 28th of August. Okay, government looking to limit non-EU nationals in Malta. Yeah. So I'll just kind of quickly scan through, maybe not really read everything word for word. So the government has embarked on blah 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 measures to try to limit the number of non-EU nationals living in Malta. We acknowledge that many non-EU workers are contributing productively to the economy, but ultimately, yes, there is a concerted effort to limit the population growth. Can you imagine? But the explosion of migration, especially from non-EU nationals are those who are not from the European Union. You know, they call them third country nationals. And I do not want anyone to feel that, oh, third country, that's not cool. I mean, why will you call us third country? But that is what it is, in the sense that, in fact, I think even like United States, if you're coming from anywhere in America or outside the EU, you're classified as non-EU nationals. I don't know if you're classified as third country nationals. I will look that up, but basically, it's not a big deal. Because I've heard some people say, oh, wow, the fact that we're even called third country nationals is already kind of racist. Most people coming to Malta are low-skilled workers. Another minister said the government wants to focus on bringing in skilled immigrants. Most people coming to Malta are low-skilled workers, he said. A change in the way Job Plus conducts its labour market tests in one way the government is tackling the issue. So most non-EU nationals need a work permit, obviously provided by Identity Malta, to work in Malta. Before ID Malta grants the permit, Job Plus must conduct a labour market means test. Usually they do this before they decide to say, okay, you know what, let us look outside the EU. Before, Jobs Plus would only look at whether all the paperwork was in order, but that has now changed. Now they are asking if certain jobs are actually needed for the country's economy, right? So for example, cab drivers, because they feel that, oh, okay, the cab driver, like, that's like more cabs on the road, and basically it's not good for the economy, right? So they're like, okay, so new laws regulating cab drivers are also heavily impacting non-EU nationals. The regulations published last month mean drivers must have a Maltese or EU license, wow, to drive white-plated cabs that operate on ride-hailing platforms like Bolt and the likes. So the new laws were published without a grace period, leaving thousands of non-EU nationals who were in the process of becoming cab drivers out of pocket and with an uncertain future. Basically, what this means is that aside cab drivers, any skill really that would not require an education or specific skill would not be, I don't want to say would not be approved, but I mean, with the way it is now, it looks like they're taking like certain steps to ensure that either the Maltese nationals or EU nationals will be priority in terms of all those other kind of unskilled jobs. So unskilled jobs like sales assistant, a cleaner, or all these kind of roles that would not really require certain skills and education. Maybe something like even like construction worker, right? I really do not know how they will cope. Why I'm saying this is because, I mean, who will do the job? Who will do the job? Because at the end of the day, all these kind of jobs that people kind of, will I call it, the downgrade, all those kind of jobs, even people, Maltese nationals or even non-EU nationals would really not want to do those jobs. Well, I kind of understand in the sense that they do not want a situation whereby people are exploited, in quotes. Well, let's say that's the picture they're trying to paint, right? That, okay, because to be honest, like people who come, low-skilled workers who come in to do those kind of jobs, they are really not paid well. So government will not back businesses focused solely on importing workers. I mean, it's quite a long read. Okay, so at the same time, there were other sectors that employed a number of foreign workers where the starting salary stood at 40,000 euros, where he would like to see more Maltese and Gozitian employees. He did not specify which sectors he was referring to, but we know, because to be honest, like especially in recent times, I know quite a number of people who have come in as expats into the country, and they would, that earn from this kind of figure, right? So on the other hand, there are operators whose business model was not based on education, training, and better condition for workers. Their business model is based on an unlimited provision of foreign workers, and they invest nothing into technology or training. So is this model in the interest of the company, of the country? So, however, we'll stand up to operators who are not willing to follow this strategic economy direction and instead continue to base their business model on importation of foreign workers. That's harsh. So, foreigners who do not follow the rules will be deported. I think somewhere here as well, they talked about the fact that why will you invest a lot into people who will come into the country, like even like highly skilled workers who will come into the country, make money from the country and then leave. Well, basically, the summary of all of this is that in the event that this policy still stands, in the event that there are no changes, as a non-EU worker coming into Malta to roles that will really not require education, training, and specific skills, it might be difficult to renew your permit. So even though you already live and work here, from what they said in the publication somewhere, right, they mentioned that it's not like they're saying they're going to chase people out, right? But I don't know what the plans will be. And also they're saying that, okay, if you leave the country, so is it leave, like if you go on vacation outside the EU area, coming back would be an issue if you still have a valid permit? I'm not sure how that would work. Or would you rather actually, move down here, get an education? When you get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, it's not to anyone's name. It's on your own, portfolio, right? So would you rather do that, pay money, and mind you, there's a get refund scheme after 2 years of working here, in a situation where you can get up to 70% refund of the school fee that you had paid. So you will be working here, you would actually have a dignified job. It might take time, but there's a high chance of you getting a very good job even while studying. So would you rather invest in yourself? You know that, okay, it's a win-win situation. If you do not get a job, that's fine. At least you have an add-on on your portfolio. You can even decide to go to any other country of your choice, or you remain here and all. So it's a win-win situation. Just kind of weigh your options well, right? Do not, yes, we all want to work. We just want to work and earn money, but sometimes it's good to kind of, weigh your options well and make the right decisions. So this is not to scare anyone. Again, it's not affecting high-skilled workers for now. It's not affecting high-skilled workers, and of course the government are looking to, and of course, which is fair enough, looking to, see more Maltese and EU nationals, work in certain roles and also earn quite a lot, So it is what it is. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.